Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Speed Force Racing. My name is JB, and I'll be taking you through tonight's proceedings. But we are not only alone. We are here in Season 5 of SFR. Wow, we made it to 5 seasons. Wow, I'm still doing commentary. What has happened in my life? Yes, my name is JB. I'll be taking you through tonight's proceedings. Fresh from torturing drivers at Silverstone, I'm now going to torture the Gp4 drivers. Yes, folks, you heard me right. We have a 4th division to the SFR family. Welcome to the new boys in Gp4. Not only do we have some new boys here, we have some old faces joining in the roster as well on our new Monday night fun event. Normally hosted by James, my dear friend Cadwell5, but he is not here tonight as he's a little bit busy. He will be joining us later on in the week for a little bit more fun that will be happening. But I'm not on my own here in the commentary booth. Tonight I have a first-time commentator for SFR, Leroy. Leroy, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Yes, and you saying to me before we went live, before the program started, that this is only your 2nd year in league racing, and you're coming into a championship. You're in GP2 this season, and that's going to be exciting for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. I'm hoping me and my teammate Laserford can go for both championship personally. I feel like I'm quick enough. I believe. And we've talked about it together. He feels like he's cooking up as well, so yeah, it will be a fun experience, GP2, and obviously I'll be racing you as well, so we'll see how that goes.
Yes, folks, if you didn't know, I am back racing in SFR. I finally found a team to take me. It was Ferrari. They ran out of luck after they hired Sebastian Vettel, so they decided to take me on. SFR's answer to Robert Kubica. We will have Cadwell5 and Primal Rex taking us through for Wednesday nights now, which is the first time I've not done Wednesday nights since season 2, which is a long time. But this is GP4, the Monday night division for SFR. We're going to have some fun. Back to the 21 race calendars. No more no more messed about calendars for the foreseeable future. Hopefully with SFR we want to do that. But some of these guys are very new. Some of these guys are reserves. So we're going to take on the people that I know. I think I don't have the full list of reserves because we had a bit of a moment with everything. Can we ready up? Yes, we do have clearance to ready up if we so wish to. Race director's asking me if we need to ready up. So by the looks of it, we're going to be sent over the track. But still, 2019 is finally here in SFR. We've got hold of the cars and managed to find out a load of money to buy the cars. Leroy, how have you found the game?
I've really enjoyed it. It's probably the best F1 game I've played. I've only been playing F1 games since 2016, but I've thoroughly enjoyed this game. It's been a great experience, and yeah, I'm glad to be back league racing.
It's going to be so much fun. And yes, so some of the drivers we already have seen before. Some drivers we haven't seen before. Let's see what we can do. Heading into the first race of a very long 21-week calendar here at SFR for the GP4 drivers. Imagine how fun this is going to be with 4 divisions going mad here at SFR. Leroy, before you joined SFR as a driver, did you ever watch any of the live streams, or did you just find SFR and then watch afterwards?
A bit of both, really. First, I was just looking because obviously I wanted to join more leagues that were on, and I came across SFR. I watched a few of the races. Actually, I watched a few of the races on YouTube. Saw that obviously that there's some very talented and very great drivers, and then after I watched a few live streams, I was like, I have to get myself involved in this. So that's what led me here.
So what is the biggest challenge with F1 2019? Is it the simpler front wings? Is it the fact that the rear wings are much higher? Or is it the wet weather that was changed dramatically for this season? And we don't have any wet weather. Now I'm disappointed because that would have been a perfect segue.
It would have been indeed.
I think the biggest thing we need to notice in this game is the fact that we only have 3 compounds of tyres. Now we have the soft, the mediums, and the hards. And they are shown by the red soft tyres, the yellow medium tyres, and the white hard tyres. Those are the tyres I grew up on. when they used to have the option and the prime tyres, and that shows how old I am. So now we have a driver already leaving pits. I believe it's one of the Racing Point cars. It is DCG 1994, the 94 car with a bright pink helmet. Go on.
And we have new teams. Obviously, we had terrible last season. Obviously they're now Alpha Male Racing, and we have Racing Point, obviously formerly known as Force India. So I mean, personally, expect to see some mistakes made up in the commentary boxes. I know a lot of people who still haven't got used to the Racing Point change, especially Racing Point and Alpha for that matter. So.
Do you know what annoys me with Racing Point? Is the fact, the same with Alfa Romeo actually, is the fact that they didn't create their own team identity when they liveries are so similar to the Sauber and the Force India teams that it shows that they basically are still the same team. When it comes to Racing Point, they essentially are, but with Sauber, that was a complete takeover by the Alfa Romeos. Why is Golden Crimson there? Sorry to interrupt you. Golden Crimson is actually in the commentary booth with us, but he's got his mic off. He's observing our commentary because he wants to know if he's into it. Wants to know if he wants to do it with the fast-paced sound of what it's like to listen to me rambling on live about racing cars. Leroy already said that he would do commentary with me, so he's already first on the list. So Golden Crimson. You can tell I've had a break. Golden Crimson is just going to be listening to us. Yellow flags in Sector 3 as we head on to a lap for the first time with DCG.
Probably for... Yes. Here he is.
So DCG is flying through the corners this game, looking absolutely fantastic with a man with a bright pink helmet, heading down into Turn 4, a harsh braking point here in Australia, showing that perfect little lock-up there as he heads into the tricky sector. Lots more... Whoa, big oversteer moment. Easier, though, than the last game in 2018, going through that section into Sector 2 now, blasting through Sector 1 time, a 1:27, didn't see the rest of it, heading up into Sector 2, now. And there's a car in front that seems to be a Mercedes.
Break, and we're trying to take as much curb as it early walks up a little bit and misses the apex of... I'm not sure what one that is, but yeah. Here's turn 11, turn 12, 15. I expect to see people spinning around into the wall here.
Bollard's already gone.
Now, that's the curb.
DRS open. And now the Racing Point flies down.
I think there's a Haas ahead of him.
Yes, the Lightning Bolt Haas. Yeah, he does need to get out of the way. He is unfortunately blocking up the Racing Point. Oh, contact already! Big contact! And that was entirely the Haas's fault. A 5-phase grid penalty. How did DCG know? Yes, it's Gut Daddy, sorry. The Haas was handed a 5-phase grid penalty. There would be no arguing with that whatsoever. That was completely just. He had ample opportunities to get out of the way, and yet he did not. Controversy already here in GP4.
And also, yeah, I just caught the Renault of Broomy spinning at the chicane, so we said it's going to catch people out, and he's already just caught one with them. And here's the Haas of weather. All drivers
obviously reminded us Polo Rex goes fastest, a 1:23.2. Obviously all drivers are reminded not to have contact during qualifying. But number 14, McLaren, is not Fernando Alonso, it's JD coming up and onto the straight with the Ayrton Senna helmet. McLaren have built a good car for 2019. Can it serve him well? He goes up the third on his first qualifying session. And Racing Pods.
The Haas of Wessel comes across the line. What's he going to do in that Haas? Goes P3 out of the Red Bull of SFR. Racing goes first.
Racing Pod enjoying his time up there. Let's have a look at Xander. Xander, the only South African driver. Oh, I hope that's the right flag. Actually, might be. Oh, he's having an accident though. Xander in the barrier. The Alfa Romeo spinning. The 25 car in trouble. Getting out of the way though.
Here's AG30 almost out now in them. Mercedes for the third weekend in real life this weekend. But let's see what he can do in the virtual world. Takes the curb nicely.
That's invalidated. That looks to be an invalidated lap there.
He's not going to do a Hamilton and Bottas.
The number 13, the Mercedes, making my number feel very obsolete there. Coming up and into the final corner now, or the penultimate corner, sorry. I think the 13 is better on the Ferrari, you gotta say that.
And now the final corner. What is
Wonderful helmet.
Yeah, I like that helmet.
Crossing the line now for the Mercedes. First lap time, it's 7th place.
7.
Remember, all these drivers driving in equal cars. There is no advantage. They're all at Mercedes pace with Ferrari downforce. And we'll see what these guys can do. Now crossing the line is Spiffy. Spiffy goes 10th with an invalidated lap time.
Yeah, he involved.
Xander's still circling round on his lap.
You know? Yeah, I think Spiffy is going for it again, you know?
Many drivers often do go for multiple laps. Remember, 11 minutes on the timer here in our posh new 2019 comms box. See what you can do. I think the biggest notifications you can make about the new cars is that we have rear wing lights, as you see them light up heading into certain corners. That is down to showing the D-rating of the car. And look at how stable this Renault is. It looks fantastic this year. Cost me a lot of money to get the Renault.
I just want to mention something. Earlier you asked me the question of what do I personally think is the biggest challenge. The new handling model and the new layout or some tracks, you know. In this Decatur in Australia, you have the second part being a curb. If you ride that curb too much, boom, your car spins! Or Spiffy, actually, there's the back end on a little bit there.
Yeah, Spiffy having...
in my opinion, it's a new handling model. Anyway, DCG on a lap.
DCG...
After absolutely plowing the back.
Well, it wasn't.
It
was not the the Racing Point's fault whatsoever. It was all
the Haas.
Yeah, it definitely was. Normally we go about as Spiffy crosses the line now. He goes P8. Normally we read reserve judgment, but we saw that on stream, and as normal, you're gonna have a comment about it, and in that case, he should have gone out of the way. He had ample opportunity. Should have pulled over to the left. Here's the 94 car. No, it's not Pascal Wehrlein. He's off in Formula E. God, I love Formula E. And he's not done very well this season, but the season's over. We'll see what Pascal can do next season.
Around the final corner. I think this will be pole.
DCG crossing the line now. It is P2. 3/10. The Swedes still on top. Super Swedes. Not Ronnie Peterson, no. It is only our racing Podge.
Alright. Also for I'm just watching on that.
Lots of people making comments about your strong Irish accent there, Leroy.
Thank you.
It's a wonderful accent.
Thank you.
As everyone can tell, there's almost a big accident for Nikos. Nikos managing to catch the rear end as he gets through. No, it's even deeper though. Yeah. The Mercedes bailing straight into pit lane now. That almost went badly for Nikos. Brumi now is on a lap. Go on.
If anyone's English or whatever in that chat, I can make fun of your accents because some of you guys have a weird accent. So don't give me that. I ain't lying, though. I very much don't doubt that you're not lying. Thank you to the Renault Formula 1 team for designing a livery where I can actually read the numbers this year. Sector 2 has a couple of yellow flags. We'll see if we can find out what they are as we head on to the last 10 minutes of qualifying. Currently, the order is Racing Podge in P1, DCG in P2, Sector 2, 3, and 4. Sorry, I missed a 1 there. Has all got yellow flags. And Ghost Karma is in P3, the Alfa Romeo, who we haven't had a look at yet, so he's definitely a ghost. Anyway, here's Brumi coming to the end of his lap.
The 31 Renault. What can he do? Maybe that's Esteban Ocon next year going to be driving the Renault, or maybe he'll be in the Haas, or even in the Mercedes, who knows? Everyone knows that I like Esteban Ocon. Crossing the line now, here comes Brumi. The 1988 driver is going to cross the line, and he goes P7.
I just want to mention that AG Surrey has the same number as me.
There are many numbers, many people have the same numbers as me, because everyone thinks 13 is a good number. I have it tattooed on me, I therefore have better luck at it. Here is the runner-up.
25 is the date of my birthday, so.
Same as 13 for me. Here is the driver that became runner-up in last season's GP3 championship. It's Pasley. Yes, folks, he did stay with us in the game, and he has stayed driving. So he's off having a little drive with us, preparing for his bout in, I think he's driving in GP2 this season. I should probably know that.
Here's JD Saville.
Racing Podge, even faster now in the Red Bull. showing off what the Super Swede can do.
Here is JD7. He seems to be on quick comp at the moment. Wonder why this is going to put him. Racing.
Podge.
It's a fair racing. That's a very good graph from him. I expect to see these Gp4 guys probably in the 21s by the end of the session. When see is JD Savo comes to the end of a flying lap.
It's not going to be a 21, it will be a 22. No, it's a 23.2, and that's good enough for P6. These are all very much faster than my time.
Oh my, Paisley nearly bottoming out with a final corner. But he's just starting up now, so turn one and shifting down into fourth gear, take the inside gear, turn two, flat out.
Blue struggling on traction, but Primeval Rex jumping up to beat his teammate by 1/10, looking for pole position. He won this race in GP3 last year, and let's see if he can get that back in GP4.
It is a Red Bull 1-2 at the moment, but can't necessarily Paisley come and try and stop that as he comes down and shipping down the third instead of fourth and losing the McKenna a little bit there.
Torosso had a fine weekend in Hockenheim. Chain game player with a grid drop for collision with Nikos.
Yeah.
Again, you should not be making contact in qualifying.
I just watched Nikos. I don't know what happened there.
By the looks of it,
he comes to the chicane. That's clean from him.
What I can tell is that Nikos was coming down on a fast lap. Chain game player came out of the pit lane and did not see him, and they made contact.
I want to mention another thing. Another challenge for these drivers is the engine, because now the engine overheating on this game, which means as we have a McLaren off.
There's a spinner. It's the McLaren of JD Savo. He spun at the final corner.
Yeah,
trying to get into pit lane.
I caught that as Paisley goes P8.
Paisley jumping up there into P8. What can happen? So we have two drivers with penalties though. The chain game player, the 66 car, and whoa, where are you? Gut Daddy. We will call him Gut, who's on a lap, the Austrian driver. That Williams actually looks nice. I told you the Williams looks nice. Here's the Austrian driver, Gut Daddy, who has been handed a 5-pace grid drop. If he can qualify ahead of chain game player, he will be ahead of him with the grid drop, but at the same time.
Here is DCG in that Racing Point around.
Racing Point car.
2 tenths up at the moment. From the end of the first sector. 2 tenths up, but still keeping what probably getting most up as James is in P3 on the yellow medium compound tire as the 2 Red Bulls set off on soft. So I expect James to maybe be taking pole, but anyway, DCG is now a full 3 tenths up on his personal best at the moment. That was a very good run to the chicane. One that will be good enough for the yellow flag in sector 3. But you might have to be careful on that because he's coming through this sector at the moment now. Jay's second and fifth. Receiving back down the second.
Gut Daddy has put it into P13. He will be in P18.
Round the final corner. I think this will be good enough for Paul. Across the line he comes.
P3.
Well, look how close. Look how close they are. There's not much up there. But anyway, I don't think DCG will have time to come back in with another lap.
Gut Daddy, 3 tenths up on his lap time. We will call him Gut. What can he get up to in the Rich Energy Haas, or is it the Lightning Bolt Haas? No one has a clue, so we'll just call it the Haas. And yes, folks, the Haas puns will be back when I eventually Haas one in my pocket. Oof, that one was bad.
I'm in the Haas for GP2, so hopefully we can have a fantastic season.
I'm infecting them. Gut now coming down. He's 3 tenths up in sector 2. That's 6 tenths up on his last time. Coming into the final couple of corners. Remember, he has a grid drop. He looks to have bailed out his lap time, so we'll see. He might be close, but he has that grid drop, the Austrian driver, the 21 car. Yes, it is. He has dropped off his lap time now, but that grid drop will affect him. The same as chain game player shall do.
He's in because he knows if he can do this lap, he will not have time for another one. So James, hang on, he's on a lap.
I'm looking at Blue right now. He's 2 tenths down in the second sector. In the Toro Rosso, he's right out wide, but he managed to catch the car, and he hasn't crashed yet. Luckily, no retirements yet in this field of drivers. We know there's been a couple of incidents already in track, and those drivers have already been punished. And I'll have a word with them probably from the SFR stewards as well as the in-game stewards. Remember, these guys are new to racing. Some of these guys haven't raced before, so give them a bit of slack, and we'll see what they can do. Blue now.
I think DCG will just have enough time to get in and out. Anyway, here at SFR racing Podge on the lap. He's coming to slide down into turn 1. He's looking to pull off his teammate. That is a very good turn 1 from him. Still getting hot lap.
Do you remember?
For the straight though.
Do you remember now?
He has a Toro Rosso ahead of him. Blues needs to get out of the way.
Well, Blues on a laptop as well. He has no obligation to get out of the way. Racing Podge, remember, he's driving with a Honda engine this year. A Honda going to be victorious in SFR, as they so often have been.
He's 3 tenths down because he absolutely misses braking. But anyway, I'm going to run him over James Zukuma. He's up now.
Sem, if you want to join the league, can you do me a favour and message SFR Linel on PS4, please?
To turn 5, James. He takes that very clean indeed.
Racing Podge getting closer and closer to the Blues. Back end, look at that Georgie, mate. He's gone wide. Vidutia has one of the super sweet car, and he's had to bail out of his lap time. Blue did not need to get out of his way as he was already on the lap himself. So that was just unfortunate timing for the Austrian team.
Here's James now. He's looking the stats pole. I think how much he's improving, but I think he could. He's
2 tenths up is the Ferrari.
Would give him. It was very wide there. He misses the apex, which you don't really want to be doing that much in time. But anyway, he is on my go lap at the moment, breaking down into 4th gear. Obviously, James being on no traction. See what he can do. He comes breaking down into 2nd or 1st, depending on preference. Here he comes round the final. I think this will be good enough for pole, but is it though? He'll come round the final corner, across the line. Now, and
it's P1.
And he does take pole.
It's P1 by quite a margin. There's still time to go. There 21 seconds. Here's Primeval Rex on a lap time now.
Red Bulls are DCG will not make it. DCG will not make it for his lap.
Primeval Rex is struggling. Racing Podge is up on his time, but my minuscules. Primeval Rex into pit lane. He can't do any more. Ghost Karma out of the session. Oops. That was the wrong way around. That does that now, does it? Okay.
Racing Podge is on a lap. He's looking to take pole off James. Swinging the car into the chicane, and he's taking that nicely. James is retired, so now we're just waiting on a few more drivers. Racing Podge is going to pole, so we'll watch him as Brewery gets out of the way nicely.
What can the Red Bull do? Remember, Racing Podge successful season driver at SFR, the 66 driver. What can he do? He wants pole position. He struggled all season long in last season.
I don't think he's going to get it though.
It's going to be close. It's going to be mighty close. It's pole. It is pole.
Position.
By a smallest margin known to man. That is pole position.
That is what you,
by 15 thousandths of a second. The Red Bull pips the Ferrari.
What a lap from Racing Podge.
It's Blue into pit lane.
Beating James, yeah, he's done, so that is qualifying done.
The first pole position sitter of season 5 in Gp4 has just been taken out by an AI.
No, it's actually the first pole in Gp4 history in SFR, because this is obviously Gp4's first season, so anyway.
But season 5 giving us Racing Podge's pole, and the Super Swede is now making his mark on the line.
Yeah,
I'll keep calling him the Super Swede. I don't know how long you followed Formula 1, but the Super Swede refers to Ronnie Peterson, who was a Swedish Formula 1 driver. Fast and quick.
I mean, I am there we go. There's your grid. SFR Racing Podge on pole with James the Killer in tantalizingly close second. Then Primeval Rex.
Primeval.
3 tenths back in DC. Oh, sorry.
It's alright.
Rex. I'm trying to get used to these names. MP3 then DCG just behind him in P4, and then Nico's doing well to get P5. Ghost Cam in P6, Broomy in P7, JD Savile in P8, Xander in P9, Wezel in P10, and then outside top 10 we have Paisley, 30, Shane, Spiffy, Blues, Gut, and then obviously Golden and Lee, who I believe are not racing.
Golden and Lee will be retiring at the end of the first lap, as they are just here to spectate and see what they can do, see what the drivers can do firsthand. But yes, what a qualifying session!
I have to go really fast. I have to go really fast to get through everyone. Oh,
you wait till I do it.
Xander lagged out.
Xander did lag out, and Xander's struggling with his internet connection. We will see that through the season.
Do you want to take away lights out, or why?
I so often do, and I will do that. So for the first lap and a half, for the first half a lap, I will scream. If you see anything, then just interrupt me, and we shall see.
I'll watch the back of the grid.
Yeah, pick a driver, and we'll have a look. Golden Crimson leaving the party though, so do excuse that. He might be out. Golden Crimson might have had to.
He's out the session.
He may have had to leave the session for an unknown reason, but hopefully we will see Golden Crimson again later on in the show, in the season. So. On to the formation lap. Go on.
Some tires. As everyone on the grid on the song, outside top 10, I thought we would have seen mediums, maybe even Harns, because start on the medium, you can go to them softs. As I didn't leave this around here yesterday. I stayed 18 laps on the mediums, and I was miles quicker than the rest of the field on the first softs, and they were on the hards and all that. So I'm surprised to see everyone, and I mean everyone on this grid, being on that tire.
One moment. We have lost your car. Don't worry, Golden Crimson, it's absolutely fine. So, let's run through the grid positions one more time. Racing Pod is in P1 ahead of James Killer in P2. Primal Rex is in P3 ahead of DTG in P4. Nikos, the head Mercedes driver, is in P5. And Ghost Cam, the American, is in P6. Brooby is in P7 and JD is in P8. Wezel is in P10, the Golden driver. Outside of the top 10, looking for points, is SFR Pasley. You got me saying Paisley now. In P11, then Cersei is in P12. Spiffy is in P13. Blue is in P14, though he has not left the grid yet. Lionel is in P16, but he will not be racing. Chain Game Player with a grid drop is in P17, and Gut Daddy, the Austrian driver, bringing up the end of the grid, also with a grid drop. This is going to be unreal. Remember, if you're in the top 10 and you get the fastest lap, that's an extra point here in F1 2019. Who's excited?
Yes, but,
go on.
I am very excited. I mean, I'm just seeing that there are some people going slow on this one. You look, Paisley and AD30, they got 9 seconds, so the latest tires they might not get the best of starts off the line, because obviously with them having to wait until, obviously, Gut's obviously being the last driver, they've already lined up on the grid, so that will be about 5 to 10 seconds of, their brakes and tires cooling, so we'll just have to wait and see what will happen.
Well then, it's been a long winter, it's been a long time of private testing with these 2019 cars, and we will be heading on to the start of the Season 5 SFR calendar in just a few moments' time. Waiting for the lights to come on board. The green light is being shown, and there are the lights now, heading to 5 red lights. Who's going to be on top in the first race? 21 laps of racing, and the green is been shown. It's a good start from Podge. It's a better start though for James, who's getting swallowed up though by Ferrex. There's a Racing Point putting off that's lead, and into turn 1. Racing Podge leads ahead of James Killer, and Ferrex. There is a crash.
They did spin at the back.
Who is it? Is it DCG? DCG getting swallowed up by lots of drivers.
I don't know who that is. It's been lots of, I think there's been wing damage. Did a wing damage for Chain, and now...
No! The leader's off! The leader is off, and he has dropped to P3!
You need to be careful, because he has an American going to go right inside the Merc onto the grass.
Big JD Savile out! Big accident! Big accident! Big accident here at SFR. Drivers all out, and we will be... Are we going to hit safety car level? JD Savile out on the first race of the season. Nikos down there. Drivers spinning. Drivers struggling. Lionel picking his way through. Remember, Lionel is the race director. Alpha 30. Span not moving. Alpha 30 needs a lesson in working out how to work Grand Prix cars. Nikos out of the race. No safety car deployed, though. We are still racing here on the first lap of racing. James Killer is running.
AD30 is out.
Yeah, both Mercedes out with the McLaren.
Oh, good
There will be words.
I don't know what you can't play racing Portugal. I mean, I'm not sure which mark.
It
I
wasn't.
think yeah,
It wasn't Podge.
It was me
that will be
Podge
look,
trying to go
mate.
round his outside.
That will be reviewed at the end of the session. Don't worry. Primary Rex hunting down now James Killer. Primary Rex in GP3 sorry last season
The two
won.
Renault teammates, they could be locking wheels as 50 starts to go down the inside team to get it. No. BCG is 5 seconds on penalty, and then yeah, so BCG and Shane Ball in the pit unfortunately.
Lots of drivers struggling, but Primary Rex last season in GP3 won this race. GP2 won this. He won this race in GP3, and he's hoping to do it again here in GP4. Looking to pass James Killer, though, we're getting a bit of screen freezes. To do apologise on that, and Racing Podge right now ruining that mistake at turn 4 is going to be hunting down his own teammate. As here, Hasley is up to P7. He often has a good start. No safety car.
Spiffy over right on the back of his teammate, and then Paisley is right on the back of Spiffy as well. So we're going to see a three-way battle for P5 in this race.
Remember, no DRS has been able to set the 3. It's Primary Rex! Primary Rex has spun! Both Red Bulls in trouble, and he's spinning again! Be careful into traffic! And into Pasley getting spun. Pasley spinning in response to Primary Rex there. Primary Rex should have just held onto the brakes and waited to spin until he saw the other drivers. Now Blue going down the inside. Blue with a damaged front wing on his teammate there for this one race.
Now look, James with that has a 3-second gap basically, and now Paisley spun again. If Lee could just retire, that'd be great.
Lee will retire when he gets to the pit lane, or he will race his accordingly. He has whatever he chooses to do. He will do.
Now, so he'll retire now.
Lee will do what he needs to do. Spiffy now hunting down his teammate.
I don't think
sorry, I'm going to have to interrupt you. Mate. Certi, listen, if you got an incident, wait till the end of the race, make sure you have your footage saved and send it into the stewards. Don't rage about it here in the stream chat.
Yes. Please, if you want people to enjoy not having to deal with spam. So, yeah, please just don't spam the chat, thank you.
The admins will be watching as always, and we have yellow flags in sector 1, and GG, who looks very fast, is now off behind. Why is the yellow flags permanently in sector 1? What's happened in sector 1?
That is for me because he's retired, so.
Of course, the car's still there. Green flag.
3.3 second lead.
Green flags will wave eventually, but our leader now is James Killer in P1 ahead of Racing Podge in P2 and Ghost Cam in P3.
I mean, if James Killer dominates, we could see a move after round 1.
We won't see moves after round 1.
BSC.
We will not see. Yeah, virtual safety car has been deployed. Thank you for noticing it. But I will just correct you there. We will not see moves after round 1 in SFR. The moves will be dictated when and where the admins, race director, and stewards all decide that a driver is too fast or too slow for a subdivision. It will be decided when they choose to. Our leader now, James the Killer, ahead of Racing Podge and Cam in P3. Broomy and Spiffy are in P4 and 5. Vezel is in P6. Blue is in P7. Gut Daddy is in P8. Primary Rex is in P9. And GG is in P10. Outside of the points is Chain Game Player in P11. Pasley in P12. And outside of the race, Linel, obviously, because he was not here to race. Alpha Certi, Nikos, and John Sauer did not make it past the start of that
season.
And back to green flag racing here in Australia.
And the gap stayed the same between Racing Pod and James. It's got a little bit small, but I'm sure James will probably be able to put that up. Anyway, ECG right on the back of Primeval Rex.
Looking at the back of the Red Bull.
ECG,
he's going to struggle though. He's going to struggle. He's on very different tyres.
So
yeah, I was just about to mention that.
Maybe you can go to the end, because I've seen that done before, but it is very risky. You have to depend on luck to go to the end on a hard drive, depending on how you want to throw it. So we'll just see what Problem Rex does.
Sector 3, yellow flags. We'll see who's made a mistake. It's not.
Someone up front. Oh, it's Gut. He spun.
So Gut now.
It hasn't really cost him anything, because I mean,
On the attack.
So far behind.
On the attack is DCG. Private Rex running wide. DCG now in the racing point, looking to pass the Red Bull. Red Bull Honda in pressure. Danny 794 bailing in. No, he hasn't.
Very wide. He's locked up and boom.
Dive bombs.
Then I might be on a bit of gap. Oh, there's William off.
Chain game player struggling in his Williams as well.
It's kind of like Williams and Lloyd struggling, but they did get a point this weekend, so.
One more time now for DCG. He's up and round the outside on the straight. What can that Mercedes Powers Racing Point do? He's going to try and swing round the outside. He's going to make contact if he's not careful. He does swing by and he doesn't make contact. He's forced off the road.
The grass again. He's made another error overtaken.
Primal Rex just sticking to the road, knowing what he can do. And knowing DCG again, this shows inexperience in SFR, knowing that he's got to have some time to work out where the move is on some of the drivers.
DCG is trying to push it, he's getting still behind him and he's not, not having fun. But I mean, DCG from past experience, I know. If you are watching the stream, just keep your head cool. The chance will come. Just try not to do anything silly, because it could end up in a race ending for two of you. So just. Keep it easy.
We'll see what happens.
Personal experience, I know how frustrating it is to be stuck behind someone, so.
Should see season 2 with me. DCG on the back once more. He's definitely got the pace to pass Primal Rex, but he's just got to get soon.
Yeah, I think something happened with Spiffy, because Wessel's gone past him. Here's DCG down the inside, over the Red Bull again.
There is contact. Primal Rex turned into him like he wasn't even there.
I didn't really catch that from my POV, but.
Looking at the racing point now. The racing point looking to make a move soon. He goes on the inside because Primal Rex made a mistake. And look at that. He's going to force him out wide. That's perfectly fine, though.
Yeah, that is fine because...
He wasn't within
There was no severe contact. I mean, DCG was basically already ahead, so...
Well, it wasn't that. It's the fact that Primal Rex could not get his front wing halfway along the car, which means that he was not halfway along. Now Primal Rex on the attack has got to get ready to pass him.
DCG only attacking
contact! Contact! And that's again! First day of school, Primal Rex is struggling here as he holds back not to make contact, but he's the one that came off worse there with damage.
Yeah, I mean, he could have went past DCG, but I always got off.
Primal Rex is not. Oh, okay. Come on. No, one of the rules in SFR is you don't try and crash yourself out. I might have got that wrong, yeah. You got no front wing, and I saw that.
I caught that too from my POA. Oh! Chain gang player spun as well. Hit the curve there, and now...
Yeah, chain gang player struggling again. Remember, this is inexperience at best. Drivers are reminded, do not crash themselves out.
If you are going to retire on the pit, please, so it does not cause a safety car. If the federal order any decision, it would be just retire on pits.
There will be, yeah, they've already put a message through to the stewards. They're not happy whatsoever. Blue into pit lane already.
That was
obviously
quick.
Yeah, don't worry, I have the stewards on speed dial half the time. 14 blockers, and here's Blue with a front wing change there. General upset there from the Red Bull community.
Oh, Paisley spun!
Again, first day of school for many of these drivers, including the Season 4 runner-up of GP3. He's struggling as there he goes, letting Chain Gang through.
Oh,
Chain Gang, sorry.
Spun.
Lots of drivers struggling. P6, lap 6 and 7 on these cars, and these drivers are starting to struggle. And Porge again, not trying to break his
He's going to lose a podium too. Broomy, not. Yeah, Broomy's got him.
Chain Gang player with a 5-second stop and go. I think Porge will be pitting with overheated rear tyres.
I mean, James has a 7-second lead. I mean, he hasn't been challenged basically since the start. But I mean, it could have been a different story if obviously the spins hadn't happened. And now the racing part into the pits. I think it's either the Empires are dead or I don't think he hit the wall. But I think
I'm fairly certain he just overheated those tyres for the Swede. Here's James Killer. We haven't seen him all race long since it feels like such a longer race though. It is only lap 8 though out of 28. James Killer doing a grand old job, not being challenged, not having much to deal with on his own. What can the Ferrari man get up to?
I just want to ask a question. We do. I believe.
We will have podium interviews, yes, at the end of the session, depending if the drivers do come in and join us. So Ghost Cam, the American driver, up into P2. Doing a good job for the Alfa Romeo team again and not being challenged with much. And Brumi enjoying his third three. Oh, sector 2 and 3. We have a yellow.
Is that?
I think it's Gut. No, it's not Gut Daddy. It might have been Podgen. No, it's not.
No one's lost a wing or anything, so. I thought I was James. We haven't seen him all race, so let's give him some airtime. Go ahead. I know he's a rapid driver. He's on no traction control, so I know from him he's a rapid driver. He's
coming up to lap chain game player right now. Looking to make his way.
Chain game player spun, and he's out.
Okay, so it's not chain game player out of the race. Oh, sorry. Do excuse the squad screen. Hold on. That's alright, we have the screen.
If you finish now, you will definitely score a point.
Yes, again, this is down to, this is struggling with the, do excuse the fact that you can't see half of it because it all in blue. This is down to...
DCG and Gut, and you just ran through there.
I think Gut's looking to pit this lap, the Austrian driver. Checo leaving the session, not happy.
Blues is spawn, Blues is off. Yeah, Blues off. The two-star are also having a torrid day.
Well, it's first day of school, everybody. You can't expect everyone to be perfect here if they're rookie drivers, but we know that these guys are going to enjoy themselves eventually as the season goes on. The entire point of Gp4 is to, as Gut Daddy makes a mistake, the entire point of Gp4 is to improve the drivers as best they can, and these drivers will be all given chances to improve as long as they can, as long as they would like in SFR.
Oh, well, I have to do something, so
it's alright.
Yeah.
9 laps.
I mean, for the first time commentating, my first time commentating in SFR, I'm really enjoying it. I hope.
James into pit lane. Our race leader pitting. Sorry to interrupt you, my friend, but we'll see what the Ferrari man does.
It is completely fine.
He's going very slowly into using the pit lane limiter. I don't use that. I just go in and just pray to God that I don't break the car. Ferrari going straight onto.
Because it helps. He's on the hard tires. He's going to the end. But anyway, yeah. So he'll be miles out ahead of Pond. So I think James will just be leading the couple of races, obviously. But the thing called the undercut now. So yeah, as now Weddle's in.
Ghost Cam is now our leader. The first time I believe we've got an American leading in SFR. So we'll see what he can get up to at the top. Weddle in the pit lane in the Haas.
Will be out ahead. More DCG, they'll be out ahead of him. That's what I want to look at. Yeah, he's got a new front wing, so maybe. Oh, Blue's nearly spawning. Again. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, James! Oh, he lost the back end. He was very near it. Oh, wow. He lost that back end. He's currently 14 seconds off the lead, so it'll probably be even further ahead than what he was when Ghost Camp pits.
Anyway, Gut Daddy has done 9 laps on his soft tyres as he looked to pass his teammate Weddle, who's just come out of the pit lane. Remember, many of these drivers are rookies, many drivers not doing anything, so we can't judge them too harshly. But what can Gut Daddy get up to in this car? He's already received a penalty. He'll have a rude awakening if he keeps doing it. But to be honest, I think he's doing actually fantastic. I think Gut Daddy's doing fantastic not to have destroyed his car so far.
Stays out as James were on the back of Brumi, who stays out another lap as well. So could we see stuff as Brumi's trying to let him by? Yeah, I think Brumi's sensible. Yeah, now, Brumi, even though he's a newcomer, he's a sensible driver and he'll let him go.
The top 3 right now are rookies in SFR. Not to say they're rookies in league racing, but they are rookies to SFR. But the note I want to put on to you, Leroy, is Brumi and Ghost Cam looking to box and put on the medium tyres rather than touching the hard tyres?
I'd say so, but I mean, the thing is, they die by the end of the race, and plus James is gaining 10.6 now the gap, so all I'm trying to say is losing more time, plus I'm not gonna lie, with James' pace, how it's been, I wouldn't be, I'm not, with James' race pace, I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't matter. Plus, they're medium star at the end. He's 9 seconds behind, so I think even if the medium tires are fitted on the Alpha, I think it would still be too much. Go ahead.
Ghost Karma's helmet is nice. Yes, Daniel. Racing Porsche now looking to overtake Spiffy as quickly as possible here, wanting to make up for lost time with the amount of time he's spending. Looking to overtake into the chicane. He does not.
Oh,
Spiffy, though, taking off the curve there and letting him through.
Ghost Karma's in. Yeah, Ghost Karma's in. Let's see how far
Spiffy doing a good job there to show that he...
Oh, no, I wonder. No,
Spiffy...
it's not completely in the question that, Ghost Cam is comfortable behind racing. I think he will be comfortable behind Racing Pod, but it will be close, I think. No, it won't be, because Racing Pod's coming around there now. Actually.
Racing Pod has to get this
Ghost
drama
Cam's
right.
on the medium tire, but I mean... I don't think he'll be able to gain that much time. That is a 16-second gap he has to gain. Plus, yeah, them tires will be direct towards the end anyway, so... Anyway, now, Broomy and Wesley, these two are basically going to come in side by side of each other. Here comes Broomy out of the pits, there's been the Alpha, I think that's got that, yeah, and Broomy just trying to make sure he doesn't make contact with the Haas, so.
Lots of drivers now as we head into the middle part of the race, struggling on some tyres, some pitting. Again, all strategies happening. We might get a two-stop race, but right now, Gut Daddy into pit lane, having a new front wing added to his Haas. He's doing well for a rookie. He's not looking to destroy his car straight out. This is going to be very interesting to see how all of these drivers happen. Remember, many of these drivers new to SFR, so we don't want to scare them away. So Broomy, he's getting closer to Wessel.
Right.
We should. Racing Pod's back to P3 now after the pit lane. Look at that. He's going to be frustrated if he actually finishes the race in P3 because he was on pole position after that mistake at turn 3. Maybe in the cold brakes, just catching him out now. What do you think, Leroy? How was this race shaped up in the first 13 laps of the race?
I mean, it's been... I mean, the first lap was absolutely mental, so... But, I mean, if you're wondering if Ghost Cab is catching, that's what put it down to James is in money race. Oh, James!
What has James done? James has possibly given us a big run for the lead now. He has spun across his...
I just want to say a few words. It's a bottle. I'm sorry, it's a thing I have.
Yeah, now, we'll allow Leroy to say that because Leroy knows James in real life. So, but obviously we wouldn't be saying that.
No, not in real life. Not in real life, I mean...
You know of him more than I do.
Yes.
And that will allow him to say that, but if he said it about a driver he didn't know, he'd probably get a sharp spanking, and I'd probably give it myself. I have a very large shoe for you if you do that.
He'll probably be off the podium because of that.
So, James is looking at sector 3's yellow flags are waving. Who are they? Is it Gut Daddy? No, it's not Gut Daddy. Oh, it might. Pasley struggling on the pit straight. Again,
is it Pasley or Paisley?
I say Pasley, and he has never corrected me on that. So I'm assuming now Broomy getting...
He's Irish, so I'd probably have a better call.
I can call him his first name because he is also an admin at SFR, and I don't want to. I wouldn't reveal that yet. Broomy getting closer and closer to Wessel ahead.
Now. Yeah, he'll definitely. He might even be out at P5.
This is going to get really interesting. This stop is going to get longer. Just stay on board with James for me in a minute, Leroy. Just tell me where he is vis-a-vis the pit lane. He just seen that he was released from the door.
Yeah, he's off the podium, but is he going to be ahead of the Haas car? I think he will be, but it will be close.
Will be. It's going to be close. It's going to be really close. So the Haas does have him. Yeah. Here comes the Renault. Does the Renault have him too? Into turn 1, is he going to be late braking? He tries.
He's swerving inside, but then James, he doesn't have any DRS. Broomy doesn't hear. Yeah, so that is about. How far is he off from me? He is a full 25 seconds, so he has to absolutely put the pedals in the middle, but obviously on this game it isn't as easy to because you have the engine overheating, so that could be a challenge for our new drivers. Our
new race leader is Ghost Cam in P1 and the American looking tasty in the Alfa Romeo ahead of Racing Porsche in P2 in the Red Bull after starting first and struggling through the entirety of the first stint, finally looking more happy on these tyres. And then GCG, who struggling all the way through, had to battle through that big accident.
James, we're on the back of Wessel. He gets such a better exit. He's forced to lift off because he's sometimes on the exit. James, be careful. Do not go for into here. If you go for it into here, it's probably going to end in tears. So
Wessel closing the door heavily there.
I'm a little bit wide, here he comes.
This should be a simple move.
The outside line, because it won't be though. I think Wessel's going to go right on the brakes here. He's gone way too late.
That's very late there. Again, inexperience shown for some of the drivers, but it's fine.
Him and Broomy dives at the inside.
I've done that before, and it ended in the private testing. That ended in my race in tears there. But Broomy now will have the run on Wessel, who will have dirty tyres for the next couple of corners. DRS will open on Broomy's car, but look how quick Wessel is on the straight.
But that's why he might not be the best in that middle and final sector, because obviously wide speed and Broomy was wide.
Again, this is dirty air affecting the drivers with the lack of downforce of the front wings. They're struggling to get through the corners. The 31 car particularly struggling.
So now James is in a net P3 because DCG still has to pit, and he'll be on the soft tire, but he'll be hard to be in the L5. That's Paisley again.
Yeah, Paisley's spinning once more. Remember, Paisley he's here to test out his premise. He's using this as a practice session to fill the grid out because I was reserveless. But the 37 car will score points for only his team tonight if he finishes.
Otherwise, he's going to get the score. There you go.
Well, you get a 10-second timer. It's all right. You get a 10-second timer.
He's 17 seconds off P2. I was gonna check penalties, but who cares about penalties? We'll find it all out after this. And then you Broomy back to chasing down the Haas. Oh, where's the one's right? And now Broomy will call them all the way down. So anyway, continue what we're going to be saying.
Broomy now looking to pass Wessel as quickly as possible. Paisley here to fill out the grid and to test out his time in SFR once more. Obviously, he's got his race, I believe, on Wednesday night. DCG heading into pit lane. He's on for his final stint now. Can he do 30 laps on the soft tyres, though?
I think he's probably going to go hard as well.
He's stopping. He's stopped for a pit lane penalty. He's gone on to mediums once more. And release now is the Racing Point car.
There's been a yellow flag again. That is Blues. The two Thomas are having an absolute mare today. Tonight, shall we say.
I do like Blues. I like that he picked that he was added into a blue team, because it would have made no sense if he was in Ferrari. SFR Blues in the red car. I mean, his teammate had to be Mr. White, that'd be red, white, and blue.
James to get back, you know, into B2 is 15.6 behind.
Sorry to interrupt you, mate. Broomy on the back of Wessel. Wessel has skimmed the grass. It's finally to the inside. It's Broomy. It's to the inside. The 31 mugging the Haas off.
Clean move.
Renault and Haas.
Clean move.
Renault and Haas are teams that despise each other in real life. They really don't like each other. And Wessel is showing that he can race clean to clean, wheel to wheel with Broomy. And Broomy also showing it to Wessel. Wessel going up wide. Very well done not to lose that car, though. And the black and gold Haas now is hunting the yellow and black Renault.
I just want to check something. So, your ghost cam has a problem there. So you know what? So if a racing parts can get within 3 seconds, which he could be able to do at the end of the race, because Ghost Cam's tires will be dead practically. So then the Wessel, can he get back at Broomy? It won't be able to get close there, but anyway, he gets a good run. He gets a decent run out of turn 2. Down into turn 3, I think he might really go for a dive. Is he close enough?
No.
He picks very late. Oh,
again, that's inexperience shown for the number 2 car as he gets close to the back of Broomy. You have to obviously anticipate the drivers braking in front of you, so you don't do that. That is what happened with Fernando Alonso and Esteban Gutierrez in the first race of the 2016 race. Fernando did not anticipate Gutierrez braking that early in the Haas. There you go.
There's 13 laps left, and James is 13.5, and he's caught racing pod by a decent man. So if he keeps on catching by the rate at the rate he is, we could see him onto the back.
Sector 2, we have a yellow flag. I believe that's further back. It might be. Is it Spiffy? It's still a constant yellow flag. It's blue. No, it's not. It's Paisley by the looks of it. It is Paisley getting out of the way on blue flags. Remember, Paisley scoring points for only his team tonight, not for himself.
He's a reserve, I believe.
Good to be back. Yes, it is. Controversial as SFR so often is in the opening round. Here is James, who is hunting down Racing Podge.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we'll see. We'll see if there's any controversy in GP3 tomorrow night, GP2, which me and you will be in on Wednesday night, and then the Premier Division on Thursday night. So obviously tune into all streams because I mean, very entertaining. But we'll see what happens.
Yes, tomorrow night.
If James wants to catch Racing Pod, you have to be quicker than the rate is going at the moment.
Tomorrow night.
Racing Pod is starting to catch. I'm sorry, you know.
It's alright. I can't get my plug in right now, can I? Tomorrow night I'm going to be streaming the GP3 division as always on Tuesday nights, and then we'll be having the first of our non-JV streams on Wednesday night with James, who will be piloting that stream. So we will see what happens in those races. It's going to be controversial. It's going to be fun, and this shows how much we've missed SFR. So our leader is currently Ghost Cam the American, ahead of Racing Pod and James. They're rapidly closing in. Though he's lost a lot of time, so he might have had a half spin or an accident there. On that lap, he's lost a lot of time, but they're rapidly closing in. Ferrari looking for at least P2 in this race.
Technically, 11 laps to go because 19, so 11 laps to go. He'd have to gain quite a bit on time if you think about it, if he would want to. James saving the rest, so if you're saving the rest now, I'd say he'd be whacking it up soon to overtake Hot Lap, and he'll be going for maybe the fastest lap.
Well, the thing is,
who has it at the moment?
The thing, that's the thing, we don't have a marker of it.
James, actually. James currently has that fastest lap.
I don't have a marker that says that I've got that they go faster lap. That's annoying. But James, yes, he is there. But remember, tyres are going to be a big factor. Look at Racing Pod. He's done 11 laps on those tyres. They're going to start to wear rapidly compared to James's. And Ghost Cam is currently in the driving seat of the race, enjoying it.
I mean, if you think about it, them mediums wear quicker than the hards. If you think about it, Pod will probably be faster than Ghost Cam by the end of the race, and maybe even James too, as he is catching enough. And at the moment, as I said, if he is within 3 seconds, he will take the victory because obviously Calvin found it, and that is who's that spin? Who's that spinning? Oh, it's James! He spun again!
James showing again inexperience there as he's struggling in this race. It might be.
I've said it once, I'll say it again. It's a bottle too. I'm sorry, James, but you brought this up on yourself, and that'll be another front wing train. That'll probably be out into P6 now.
10 laps to go here in the first round of Season 5 of SFR, showing that this race has lulled a little bit because people have gapped away. James into pit lane. This could mean that James even loses the podium ship. He's going to be about P6, I think, if he has to change his front wing. Let's have a look. There is a front wing change on the Ferrari. He's going to be P6. DCG, a very fast driver, is going to be ahead of him now.
We're trying, for around a bit. Now, Wesel and Brumi, we're going for the podium. I'm going to check time penalties. Brumi has none, and Wesel has 2 with closing penalties at the moment. The set in stone. I think Brumi will take that, but anyway. Hang on, what? I Racing Pod lost a decent amount of time because he was within like 3 seconds.
I think Racing Pod, I think the medium tyres are starting to reach their peak, optimal temperature of running with wear.
Yeah, so forget about that for a minute. We do have Wesel and Brewery. Wesel closing back up for that final podium. But I know, and then James being a torrid night for him. He looked good. He led country, but I mean 2 bottles. I've seen him slip down to P6.
A late safety car could really help him though.
A late safety car would be amazing. I mean, it's to say the least. Everyone would probably put onto the song. So I mean, Paisley, all of them guys would be on the way back, and they could see. It could be like real life. You could see. I mean, everyone must score a point this time.
That's all right, Patrice. It's all right. Rookie, you're able to make mistakes here. You're all learning. We all learn, and we all learn by doing. And that's what SFR is about. We're all about helping drivers get better.
And here is Wesel right on the back. Sorry for talking you, but
it's alright.
You have Wesel right on the back of Brumi. He's going to go for the dive. He went into the back of him again, and they both went onto the grass.
He's braking really hard. It's not Racing Pod, it's not Ghost Cam. So it might have been someone on the lap who's been lapped, is further ahead. But Wesel Again, he's braking very late, and he's getting closer and closer to the back of Brumi's rear end. Hopefully, there won't be any more contact between Renault and Haas. Had enough of that in 2018. Don't need that now in 2019.
Yeah, Blue was in. He's probably going to be on the fast lap, as will James, I'm sure. I'm bet he'll probably end up getting, but anyway. Yeah, Russell lost a little bit of time, and he threw a time penalty. I think that is podium charge done with because of the time penalties. Anyway, if any racing person might know about Ghost Count's penalty, so he knows that he might try pushing because them mediums, excuse me, will die as Paisley gets faster in 1:23.5.3, excuse me. So that's about 3 seconds off our full time, so it isn't too bad necessarily. But I think James might be on to. One thing smash it, but I think he might be on to beat that as he had the fast lap before, and now let's watch James.
Gut Daddy just coming out of pit lane after having a nose change on the Haas. Is looking to go for fastest lap, looking to go to the end now on his tyres. Not long to go of this race.
James will have that. Yeah, James will easily have the fast lap across the line. There you go.
1:24.4.
Yeah, no, he's laughing. Good daddy as well.
Yellow flags are waving.
Oh, it's Spiffy. He spun.
Spiffy spinning in P7 into pit lane with no front wing. And he sped into pit lane again. You could have slowed down. There's no obligation, just to let every driver know, and I've seen this all over the place. There's no obligation to slow down before. You have to slow down before the line. Doesn't mean you don't have to slow down at any time.
Good daddy spun.
Gut Daddy on cold tyres, struggling in his Haas. He's got the Haas struggles of real life. Again, with a new broken front wing, Gut Daddy. He's, again, rookies, but it's okay. There's always time to learn here in SFR. Honestly, right, drivers who I've seen racing for 5, 6, 7 seasons, even 10 season drivers, will always make mistakes and never feel bad for making a mistake if it doesn't affect anyone else. DRS opened it on blue.
It's just the nature of racing. I mean, like, if you don't make any mistakes, you're not human.
You really don't. I saw plenty of that this weekend when I was marshalling the Silverstone Classic. Plenty of mistakes. I even saw a driver get very angry and have a tantrum. Spiffy though, with a big slide, and that's net blew through. I've been waiting to say blew through all race. But Blue has got a clue, and he's ahead of everyone else. He's ahead of Spiffy. Oh dear, that rhyme didn't work. Wessel pushing hard as well, trying to get past Brumi.
But Wessel's have 11 seconds of penalty, so you might fall to DCG, you know. And maybe even James, because James is catching rapidly to onto the back of Racing Point. So James can still get P4 here.
Spiffy struggling on his fresh tyres.
I wonder, will we see Paisley be able to head a Good Daddy? It will be close. Good Daddy is penalty, so I think Paisley will be P9. So, oh! Wessel's out!
Wessel out in Sector 3. We'll see if we can get a picture of this on board with DCG.
Chicane.
Into the chicane. And that's a big accident.
I got the end of that.
Again, we see these drivers making mistakes. It's alright. There's 21 races in this season. There's 20 more times you can get in the points. You all have time to go. Don't beat yourself up. It's only round 1.
Racing Paul just starting a course, and I've said this a million times, I'll say it again. He's within 2 seconds, he takes the race win. And then James starting the cast DCG. And then Spiffy is on the back of Blues now. Oh, Spiffy! Oh my God.
Spiffy's been struggling through that season. All further along. There's Pasley making a big mistake. Pasley! Oh, no, sorry, it wasn't Pasley. It was Gut Daddy. Gut Daddy into the barrier. The Haas struggling heavily as he gets lapped by Brumi there. Lots of drivers. Again, I don't know how many times I had to say it. Guys, don't feel bad. You're always going to make mistakes. I make mistakes. Even further into my career, Lee Nell, race director, he makes mistakes all the time, and he's been racing as long as I have.
We all make mistakes. It's part of racing. If you don't make mistakes, you're not human.
Oh yeah, my brother made a mistake when he was racing at the 24 Hours of Le Mans a few weeks ago, and he made a big mistake, and it cost him a podium spot at Le Mans. So again, mistakes are always made. My brother's been racing since he was 8 years old on league racing. So
Yeah,
you'll always see mistakes made everywhere.
Mistakes, so. Anyway,
I would like to know.
We haven't mentioned the front two, but
no, the gap is coming down though, isn't it? Just minusculely by little,
them
by little by
are probably
little.
gonna start dying soon. Frankly, and that will probably allow, you know, as pace gets down, that'll probably allow racing points to catch up and probably take that win as James starting to close back up. And I think Spiffy's starting to close back up as well to Blues.
James is driving very aggressively in the Ferrari. He wants to get back on the podium, and he's so annoyed with himself that he didn't make it work. There's a driver ahead that seems to be, it won't be Blue, I think it's going to be Pasley. No, it is going to be Blue then. No, who is it then? Was it DCG? Oh, it is DCG. Do excuse me. Oh, James is flirting with track limits more than I flirt with girls at the train station.
Oh, yeah. What?
That's a story for another time.
I'll pretend I never heard that, but okay.
Yes, do say that, Core Colours. DCG trying to stay ahead of James. Again, none of you guys can win the championship on the first race, so just please bring the cars home at this point. With 4 laps to go, DCG under pressure from James. James, the fast driver, started on the second row of the grid. No, sorry, the first row of the grid alongside Racing Podge, and now he's looking to go that better and get up into P4.
Yeah, and now the gap between Racing Podge and Ghost is coming down. It's
Gonna have to interrupt you, mate, because here comes the charge from the Ferrari, looking to pass the Racing Point. DRS opening on James, and then DCG running up towards the wall. He's still up towards the wall, there's still one move, that's fine.
He's gonna go around the outside. He's gonna try and go around the outside. He's gonna try to turn 3. Contact.
Oh, it's fine. Oh, he's in the wall. We cannot make a comment on that though. At least on my screen, I can't make a comment because I didn't see what happened there.
I was on board with James. I wouldn't call that DCG's fault. I mean, that's the risky corner. I mean, DCG was trying to do all he can to leave space, so I'm not sure if there's anything more he could have done.
I'm sure that will go to the stewards at the end of the race. Just have a look though. Ghost Cam. This all relies on if Ghost Cam makes a small mistake, braking a little bit too late, just accelerating too slowly out of one corner. This can cost him the race win. Anything could happen.
And again, the reason he's getting away because he's in overtake now and he's trying to get away, but his tires are gonna start dying for. Oh, Paige is out as well.
But Pasley being out the reserve, showing the drivers
in SFR, yeah. No, you continue, Simon. You're speaking first. I'll ask you after.
This shows that drivers who have done so many seasons as Steve Pasley has, and he even came runner-up last season, still make mistakes. So again, rookie drivers, we're all going to make mistakes. It's going to be more fun when I make them and they bring it up on them. It'd be like where Paul di Resta drove in Hungary last year, or 2 years ago now.
3.8, he is really gaining his racing punch. I maybe expect to see him. He's gaining quite a lot, so maybe even by the end of the season will be in that 3-second window. But I mean,
still time to go in this race though. Ghost Cam is gonna look to stay ahead, but time to go. Big slide from Racing Porsche. We came on board with him. Oh, Steve Pasley.
He'd be good for Tokyo Drift.
Steve Pasley's just revealed why he was struggling so much. He was running no assists.
Okay. So that proves it, yeah.
That's absolutely fine. Hopefully he had a little bit of fun. Pasley, I can't do that. My brain gives up after halfway through. Racing Porsche looking to pass as soon as he can.
The overtake is Ghost Cam. I think Racing Porsche knows what it's telling me, so 2.9, the gap has come down, but I had a little bit to 2.9 there for a moment.
Daddy gone on the penultimate lap of the race. And this can have major implications for this race. 7 drivers looking to finish the race. And again, points will be awarded to only those finishers unless they complete 90%. 90% will be worked out after the race and then they'll be classified.
Yes, which Scott Daddy did. He was on lap 20. I think he was on lap 27 because obviously he's been out by the field. So I think lap 27, and that is more than 90%. 26 obviously the 90%. Well, not anyway. back to the lead as Racing Point now is closing. I think we're within 3 seconds on the track, you know.
He's clawing. He's within two. He's within 3 seconds. There's a yellow flag in sectors 1 and 2. But Racing Point is currently in the driving seat. Can Racing Point become GP4's first winner and deny Ghost Cam, who will win on the road? Who knows? We have one more tour of this track to go, and then we'll be hearing from the drivers at the end of the race.
I can't wait to hear from these two. And through me, because I mean we haven't seen much of it onto the final lap. But anyway, Ghost Cam will be pushing like mad in that Alfa Romeo cockpit. They both have barely any ERS left. Ghost Cam's tires will be dead, quite frankly, and now Racing Point been looking to take that victory. I'm right on board with Ghost Cam for all the song.
The American is going to be denied if it finishes the way it does, unless there's a mistake from Racing Point. Is that it? Racing Point's jumping back up. I think that's the race done. I believe Ghost Cam will actually win this race.
No, it isn't 3.2. It's definitely not over yet. They both literally have no ERS, quite frankly. And now it's back to 3.0. It's going to be so close. 3.2. Oh, I'm on the edge of my seat right now.
This Alfa Romeo is on absolute rails. The Red Bull is struggling. I believe that was tires down. He's just
3.0. It's going to be so close.
3.001, 2.9.
2.9 now.
We've forgotten about the rest of the drivers on the track now, but here's Ghost Cam. Ghost Cam coming into the first couple of corners.
Is he gonna win? It's gonna be so close. It's 16,000 points the game.
Who is gonna make the mistake first? I believe that the race. I think the Alfa Romeo might have it. Coming through the final corner now. It's the American. The American on the road is gonna win the race. He's gonna cross the line absolutely fine. That's it.
3.2. He has won.
Unless there was a surprise penalty at the end. By 1/10 of a second. Ghost Cam is GP5's first winner. GP4, sorry. GP4's first winner. And Brumi looking to be on the podium. DCG has just lapped blue.
And now James can be on the podium because DCG got the time penalty. So Brumi will have this, I think. But I mean, what a race, quite frankly.
Brumi now, for the first time ever, Brumi is going to stand on the podium. Here in SFR, Renault on the podium. DCG crossing the line for Racing Point is a P4, just as Stroll did.
Would James take it? I think James did take it, but I could be wrong on that.
James finishing P4 on the road. P4 with penalties applied. One mistake cost Racing Point that win. And a fantastic win for Ghost Cam.
Yeah,
I just remembered I didn't turn my music off. Oh dear. Quick, keep talking loudly because I remember I didn't turn my music off. So this might get this. Hopefully the copyright doesn't pick it up.
Oh, it shouldn't get copyright. I mean, I've broadcasted before and I've had the podium music and hasn't got copyrighted, so I think I'll be fine.
So spraying the champagne is the American that wins ahead of the Swede and the Briton.
The Swede and the Briton.
What a race!
Awkward. What a race. I mean, we've seen battles, we've seen drama. I mean, that's a way to open the new division here. As we have Ghost Cam winning by 1/10 of a second. And then Racing Point in second. Brumi from 700 grid, good drive from him. James, quite frankly, bottling it to say the least on the 2 occasions. And that's why he's down in P4. DCG in P5. Got a penalty on last lap, which I think is why he's down there.
Spiffy.
In P5, Spiffy will be in P6 and P13, and Blues is the final finishing driver now.
The non-finishers were Gut Daddy, Pasley, Wessel, Chain Game Player, Primo Rex, Linel, AG30, Nikos, and JD. Those results are all barring any serious investigations. But before we go any further, let's get the drivers in to have a chat with them if they will join us.
Oh my! What a race to quite frankly say. I'm impressed.
Let's see who we can get in here. Let's see who we can find. Here's Ghost Cam. So, do excuse us as the screen goes blue. I will invite him to the party.
You're probably appearing offline, to be completely honest.
No,
So
I've just invited him now.
Okay.
Who was next? Brewmate.
I mean,
who's in
if you
So surely did, and I will have to invite Racing Purge another way. Get him in this way. Just tell me if anyone joins the lobby for me. So we have Ghostcam joining us. If I could just ask you, Ghostcam, to make sure your voice is set to share, and be aware that this is the podium interviews for the race. All right, where? Yeah. I'm just trying to find Racing Purge now. Broomy, if I could just ask you to make sure your voice is set to share, and remember this is a podium interview, so please don't swear. Sterling. There we go. Invited all 3 drivers, and we'll see if Racing Pods will join us. If in doubt, we will then get started. But before we talk to the podium sitters, we'll just have a chat with Leroy. Leroy, that race, can you remember that one? Because all I remember is a spinning Mercedes.
I mean, yeah. So I can remember it in the 3 cars out, but I mean, well, I mean, I said it about 2 times already, but that is a way to open Gp4, and I hope for many races and many seasons to come. That can be what we're treated to. We had everything. We had spin. We had bottles from Leeds. We had overtakes. We had you know, dramatic things. This race had everything. So. I mean, lap 1, the only thing I remember is spinning Mercedes.
Anyway, I don't know if Racing Pods will be joining us, so we'll just start with these guys. We'll start in reverse order, so we have Broomy first. Broomy, is your voice set to share, my friend? Fantastic. Just ask you to chat. If anyone can't hear the guys I'm talking to, just let me know, and I'll let them know. Shut up, phone. Sorry. Broomy, your first time out in SFR, you battled the whole way through, and you come out away with P3. How does that feel? So you battled all the way through with Wesel. I don't think there was anything really controversial in that race, but nonetheless, you seem to have some fun. How are you finding the SFR environment? I know that I'm going to say you're a rookie, but you're a rookie to SFR. I don't know if you're a rookie to league racing in general. I'm going to have a moment here, because folks, I'm now no longer the oldest person here. Thank God for that. The SFR attitude, though, are you enjoying this? Oh, apparently we can't hear you, Broomy. Sorry. Could you just do me a favour and go to your audio settings? So hold share and just go to your sharing and broadcast settings. Go to the party settings, yeah, and make sure all of those boxes are ticked. And if they are ticked, we'll go through the other settings.
Okay, now?
Right, just check now. Can you guys hear him? Right now, I'll play with chess.
Should be able to hear me. It was on.
It's often chaos, mate. First day at school is fine.
Yeah.
Good to go. Again, you battled the whole way through. You said you took your hard tyres all the way through to the end. At any point,
mediums.
Your medium tyres, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm still new to these tyres, silly colours now.
Yeah.
At what point did you think a podium was on the cards, or were you not thinking about it at all?
I'll be honest, I wasn't looking at the position at all. I was just trying to concentrate the whole way through. But I did, as soon as I think there was a Haas behind battling with me for quite a while. As soon as he made a mistake, I knew there was a chance. But then there was Force India getting sort of much quicker than me. He's probably about second a lap quicker towards the end. So I was a little bit concerned at the end, but I managed to hold on to it.
with this race, do you think you can go one better next week in Bahrain and head to the second slot?
Well, anything's possible, but no, I wouldn't. I think Australia it's probably a slightly better track for me than Bahrain, but obviously I'll put some practice in this week and we'll see how we go.
Well, we will miss out Racing Podge because he's not here on the interviews. But congratulations on P2, Rumi, and we hope to see you have some fun in Bahrain too.
P3. I'm sure I got P3.
You got P3. Why are you correcting me? You might have got P2 out of one. You can tell I haven't done this for a few weeks. I'm very tired. So moving on to our race winner, Ghost Cam. Just to make sure, mate, is your voice at the show? All right. So again, to the chat, if you can't hear Ghost Cam, I will ask you a couple of questions and just shout out if you heard it. I have no idea where you qualified, but you had a fun race, didn't you? So just take us through that race, Ghost. Hold on. Sorry, no, they can't hear you. So would you like me to run through the ways to do your settings for you? If you hold your share button and go to audio and sharing settings. I'm sorry, 1 second, let me just do it myself. I haven't done this for a while. Excuse me, if we do that, then go to sharing and broadcast settings, sorry. Hold your share button and go to sharing and broadcast settings. And then go to audio sharing settings. And all of those boxes have to have a little tick in them. Okay. So that should mean that they could hear you. Brilliant. So we'll just check through. Just take us through that race for you. Again, no idea where you qualified, but you had a fantastic run and you are the first Gp4 winner. How does that feel? So what did you do different to get to this pace in the win? Did you think you had the pace to win, or were you just going out there and racing as hard as you could? With that penalty looming over your head, did you think Racing Podge would get you at the end of it? It was right at the end. So, looking forward to next week. Are you looking forward to Bahrain, hoping to repeat the same performance? Well, we can see what happens. How are you finding the SFR atmosphere in your first race? Do you think it's a fun area to be on? Well, we aim to keep you for many seasons. So, thank you to both of you for joining us on the podium. Thank you to congratulations to Brumi on P3, Racing Podge on P2, and to Ghost, who took the ultimate prize of P1. You are now all free to go and get incredibly drunk on whatever champagne or drink of choice you have here in Australia. You're free to go for the night. Have a very good night.
We'll see you next week. Bye.
So, Leroy.
Yes.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how was that race for you? Bearing in mind you have a whole season to talk about this as well, if you go in with James.
I give it a solid 10. I mean, the race was basically perfect. It had everything. I mean, if you think about it, it had bottles, it had overtakes, it had crashes, it had a drama, it had, what's the word I'm looking for?
Controversy.
It was dramatic. Yeah, controversy. It was dramatic. I mean, like, you can't go better than that, I feel. So, honestly, in my opinion, I'm actually very proud of all the drivers. I mean, most of them kept it clean, but I'm praying and I'm hoping if I hope I can get a seat for Gp4 comes all season. I think it will be really enjoyable.
Well, we shall see what happens. Obviously, next week, hopefully, the commentary session will be hosted by James, Cadwell5. He will be taking over from me. I came here just to give you guys the first race of the season and show you what all GP4 was about. So, what's next for SFR? Tomorrow is GP3, their second season and second run at the championship. Their champion moved out of the division, so fresh faces and some old ones are joining everyone in GP3. Leroy, will you be sitting up at 7:25 to be watching the GP3 stream?
Probably. I'll have to wait and find out.
And I will be hosting it tomorrow night, and I believe I'll have Nikos joining me on commentary, an old friend, and we shall see what happens. So,
And obviously to finish off the commentary race of the week, Wednesday we have our race, GB2. Tune in. Who's doing commentary over that? I'm not.
That will be James again. So Cadwell5 will be taking over GP2 for me. Very thankful from him.
And then the Premier Division, who just commentary?
I will be streaming the Premier Division on Thursday night.
Do you have a co-commentator with you, or are you alone?
I have got to look at my lists before I do anything else. So.
Yeah, I'll keep that in mind.
Thank you, Leroy, for joining us on commentary for the first time. You did a fantastic job, and hopefully we'll be seeing you again up here in the commentary booth for again.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you to all of the drivers who came to race with us tonight. Some of you may have made mistakes. It doesn't matter. There's still a long way to go, and you've got time to learn. My name is JB. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you join us tomorrow at the same time, and we will see you for GP3 round the street circuit of Melbourne. Let's have some fun tomorrow, folks. I will see you bright and early tomorrow. Have a very good night. Ta-ra, guys.